Standing behind me, come to my friend. Everybody who is standing behind me is come to the friend. Is Mona here?
Yes, Thomas.
All right, your attention, please. Can you look in my direction and pay attention, please? If you want to come to the front, there is enough space up here so that I really don't have to shout out. Those who feel finding little too huddled may want to come to the front. So good afternoon and welcome. I'm just going to ask you to do something which Shweta is just going to pass around uh, those sticky notes. Yeah. So what I want from each one of you, you don't have to spend time right now, but by the end of or before the end of the day today, uh, please write on a piece of paper how would you like this forum to change, right? How do you like it? I mean, you don't have to say it if it's running well. Okay, it's running well. No comments. But if you think you need to see substantial changes in this, even minor changes in this, please, I think it's important to get your opinion on that. So please do that. Are you going passing around sticky notes? Or?
And we will also, you can write to me as well, and then also be a whole kept on Mona's desk in case if you have any bigger feedback suggestions, please go and drop it in there. Thanks.
And you don't have to necessarily write your name. But if you want to give your name, that's fine too. All right. This morning, I was at the South and East District of Delhi at the office of the magistrate, and we were launching something called. Can I have everybody's attention? I hear some distraction around here, or I sense some distraction. I would like everybody's attention. And we were launching an effort called an application, and it was called Hak Darshak. And Hak means right, Darshak means I don't know. What is Darshak? Those who see. Viewers. Hak is right, right? And the application is all about it's a initiative between Save the Children, the Delhi government, basically the South and East District, as well as the North District, and a company called Nokia. Heard of Nokia? Okay. And there used to be this lovely Nokia instruments, and then after all these smartphones came, they kind of collapsed and they sold their business to Microsoft. And Microsoft then sold that company to HDM or HTC or some company like that. And now Nokia is going to relaunch some smartphones into the Indian market. And they are all about networks. They create networks on the back end of every company like Airtel, Vodafone, etc. They are the ones who create this 2G, 3G, 4G spectrum network, etc. And we have a program running with them in 5 states, the states of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Delhi, Rajasthan, and Bihar. And we work with them on disaster risk reduction or risk building resilience in the communities and so on. And I'm told that this is one of the largest disaster reduction project that is running in this kind of framework across India. So even in the southern floods when it happened in Chennai, they were present there very much. It works in about 350 villages and urban centers, I am told. And today I was speaking to their head of marketing and corporate affairs, somebody called Amit, forgot the second name. I think it's Amit Barkar. And so he was saying that one part of their, the work with us was creating something called network in a box. Well, and he was telling me it's actually not a box. It's a large container which will be mounted on a truck and it'll move from one place to the other, especially during heavy flooding situation like what's happening in Bihar and Assam and West Bengal and so on. So what happens with that is that whenever there is a heavy flood and when your regular network goes down, this kind of pops up from their box, and it gets connected to about 100, at least about 100 stakeholders in that district, basically enabling them to be in touch with the other 100 people who are important stakeholders for that particular flood situation or disaster, and they are able to coordinate their responses well. And that is one of its kind, a new thing, and that will happen towards the end of the year. I mean, again, I'm talking about our collaboration with Nokia. What did we launch in Delhi today? And what is this Hak Darshak? Basically, it's a collaboration, as I kept telling them about the force multiplier. Basically, when a government agency or the South Delhi government, a technical service provider like Nokia, a corporate, and one of the best NGOs in the world, Save the Children, they come together. How can these efforts be multiplied? That's exactly what is happening. And here is a combination of disaster risk reduction, child-sensitive social protection, and technology. So what is that provided with? An application on a phone. And what exactly does that do? This particular application has got all the child-sensitive social protection programs on that application. If you are a community member living in one of the slums of Delhi, and the problem today is that the community doesn't know what the number of schemes are. Do you know what the number of schemes, private and public, and mostly public schemes, available for the communities in Delhi? A guess. There are 168 schemes available for the poor marginalized communities. You know, all across India, which includes Delhi as well, there is 9 lakh crores. Take a 9 and put zeros to it and see what is 9 lakh crores like. Available for social protection schemes to the most marginalized. But people don't know, there is low awareness. 2, they don't know how to access. And 3, there is leakage. So what this application does is that it tells you what are the schemes available. So if you want to know what the schemes are available, what you need to, when the application is with you, and this application is not with the community members, but with the community volunteers, like Anganwadi people, etc. And they will open it and put, let's say, put Achutosh's name, his age 25, and his profession, whatever it is, and annual income, all that is written down, and then it will say what are the schemes Ashutosh can avail. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that an excellent idea? I thought it was brilliant. Thanks to the effort of Nokia, but we also have our own guys. Vinay heads that project. There was Charu there today, and there were DSP of people who are running it. There was Neha there, and 2-3 other people. And so we just launched it today, and it was excellent. So I was very, very happy to see this particular project, which has got the technology element, which has got the community reach element, and which has got the disaster reduction element. So let me talk about floods for 2 minutes. Uh, well, you're all aware that northeastern India at this point of time, mainly the four states, started with Assam, then West Bengal, Bihar, and state of UP are going through severe floods. And according to our estimate, I've been here for 12 years, I have not seen something like that. Even Kosi floods of 2008 was not as large as this. You know how many people are affected? Anybody? Huh? 40 million people as of today are affected by those floods. 1 million people, 1 million, that is 10 lakhs of people are displaced. They are not in their houses. They are sleeping in some school somewhere, or they are on the roads. They eat out in the kitchen which is set up on the roads or in some schools, etc. It is a horrible nightmare what is happening in the northeastern India, right? And Bihar is the most affected, with about 20 million people affected. And we have about 1,000 people who are dead already. And this is horrible. Compared to that, we also know that at this point of time, where else in the world is a huge flooding happening, be Mumbai, yes. If you remove India, whereas Houston, Texas, you know how many people are affected there? 6.8 million people are affected there. 30,000 people are displaced, and guess how many people are dead there? 8 people. 8 people are dead. But in terms of the media attention, if you were to just go through your own, internet sites and see what's the media attention they are getting and what's the media attention we are getting. We are getting hardly anything within India. No media attention. There is a mention because India's media attention obviously has been taken up, hogged up by Gurpreet Ram Rahim, right? Everybody is after them. That is our priority. But this is missing. People are dying. And are we responding? We are fantastically responding. Let me also say that all that media absence has been in one day has changed. You know about that? Yesterday, one of our team members was out there speaking to channel after channel, about 4 channels, One TV, Sky TV, Al Jazeera, and not to finish that at 1 a.m. in the morning to BBC. That was fantastic coverage that we got. And who was the hero doing that? Anybody? Ray. He did a brilliant job. He spoke so well because he's been in this business for almost 10 to 12 years now. Within Save the Children, about less than 10 years. Less than 10 years. But he has got that brilliant experience that carries with him. He spoke so well in a very balanced manner. Kudos to Ray. But it is not just Ray. All across our 4 states, 3 states, our people have been selflessly putting their lives out there, not knowing when to get back home and working hard. I would really like to congratulate them, starting with Murali. Since there are large number of names, I'm just going to read out those names. And if I missed out anything, other colleagues, please say that you missed out this particular name. I've seen her work so hard day and night. Well, I must say, I must start with Murali, but you know what Meghna did. What an act of valor and courage. Is Meghna here today? Missing? She's somewhere here. And I see a hand. Yes. I really don't want to say anything more because, if you actually read that newsletter or bulletin that has come out from SEI, there is Meghna's story there. So again, I would like to acknowledge what you did, and those of you who don't know, I'm sure everybody knows, Those of you who don't know, please ask somebody else what she did. It was, to me, I never heard of anything like that in Save the Children. So, Meghna, thank you very much. And all those guys who went out and fundraising and so on. There is Rashmi, there is Pallavi, and Media, Dave, and his team. And there is Shantanu, Aman. Immediately after Aman, I should mention Pallavi. And Swati, you may want to ask why. I could talk about it later. Is Aman here? No? He's working, and where is Pallavi? Okay, you could ask Pallavi why I made that special mention. Swati, this is the second Swati. Or maybe she was the first Swati. Is he here?
No.
Okay, these are the fundraising guys. Veera, you know that quiet man, but he doesn't think of day, night, going home, not. Ashutosh was out there in Assam the very first morning. Mishraji, where is Mishraji? He and Ram and everybody else, going to the airport to lift stuff to Assam. And who else? Assam, of course, Chitto, West Bengal, and Assam. Then Mitu, Dave, Rupari, Mintu, Fazal from Hyderabad, I think. Then there is Chandan and Mukul. West Bengal, Debatrita, Abhijit, Sanjay, Sharmishta, Maumita, and Mahaswata. Bihar, Rafe, Imran, Nivedita, Deepak, Mukul, I think, Rinki and Amarjit. Jayaprakash, Dharminder, Uday, and Vipin. And of course, can we just have a round of applause for these people? People whose names are not mentioned as well. Is there anybody I missed? Raj Kumar. Okay, thank you so much, Raj Kumar. And then we'll have to talk about everybody who has been supporting this effort. You guys, administration, all of you, just wonderful effort that's happening. And so far, our requirement is about what we have put out there is about 10 crores. We've been able to raise just about 5 crores. So we need another 5 crores to reach out to 10,000 households. That is our target. We are trying our level best, reaching out to as many people as possible. You also use your contacts and in reaching out to people, please. So there is a lot of good things happening there, but it is all in the context of a terrible tragedy that is affecting our country and also cities like Mumbai. All right. You remember the tragic story of one of our employees, Anand Kumar, who passed away while he was working with us in Pollachi near Coimbatore. We put out an appeal internally because the insurance was not enough, or there was no insurance. It has changed now, I think, or going to change. We want to change. We want to change insurance making available in case of death as well. And internally we collected, and I would really like to, I don't want to name anybody here, but there are 115 people who gave self-custody. And I really, really would like to thank them. We were able to raise about 2,68,000 rupees, which will be passed on to his dependents in Coimbatore soon. So thank you everybody who has contributed to that. All right. We also had last week was it last week, 18th of April, and that entire week was we had several committee meetings, etc., of the board. So the board met, or as we call the governing council met in on April 18th, and subcommittees. Sorry, did I say something like April? April is my birthday. August 18th. August 18th, we met, and it was we were unable to meet here because we also had part of the meeting being also participated by the general body. So we had this meeting at the lovely office of WWF, which is on Lodi Road, very next to the Lodi Gardens. A beautiful office, but I don't think it is as lively as this. But it's a lovely office, lovely but not lively. So we had all the board members present. We have a great board in terms of the gravitas and stuff like that they bring onto the board. And we also had actually gotten somewhat additional general body members, and they are also like the who is who of the corporate world in India. We had Malvinder Singh next door. Who knows Malvinder Singh? So Malvinder Singh next door. Fortis Hospital. So they are going to keep all treatments free to save the children. How do you like that? That would be great, right? So Malvinder Singh is on the general body. Ajay Sriram, in the famous family of Delhi, the DCM group, the joint chairman and managing director, he has come on to join our board. We also have Pudumji, Meher Pudumji. She is heading an interesting corporation called the Max, which is in Pune. And anybody who understands what a boiler does in the boiler business, they are the leading boiler manufacturers in this country. And her mother is even more famous. Her name is Anu Aga. She's also a Rajya Sabha member. She has joined our board. And then we have Vasvi Bharatram, additional Bharatram Charatram person. She was already coming to our boards as an observer. She has joined as our general body. Apart from this, we also have Swaroop and Swaroop Raval. She's already on our board, and Virai Chatterjee already on our board, who have become members of the general body. And once a year is when the general body meets as what is called as the AGM, Annual General Body Meeting. Annual General Body Meeting, they need to finalize the accounts of the organization or finalize the audited report, after which it is signed. So can I tell you that we did a fantastic audit this year. We had a fantastic audit. Our auditors are Deloitte, and in support, the finance team did a brilliant job in making sure that everything happened in time. Is Sonali here? Okay, everybody should congratulate Sonali, Milton, Gulwinder, and many more in that team. And of course, Avinash, who left, he just left, unfortunately. But they all contributed significantly to get a fantastic report, to get a clean report, and also, by the way, we are one of the few organizations in the social sector who has made sure that no business contingency or discontinuity factors would affect us more than 6 months. Not more than 6 months. So we have now enough reserves packed in there to make sure that if tomorrow, if God forbid, the current government or any government decides that they are going to shut shop, guys, your FCRA is cancelled, and it happens. PHFI, our neighbor, one of the most respected, credible public organizations in the company called Public Health Foundation of India, they just lost their FCRA. You know who their chair is? You can have these all bright people and great people. Narayan Murthy is their chair. Narayan Murthy, people talk less about him these days. But Narayan Murthy is a chair. Our chairman, Harpal Singh, is their audit committee chair. But they lost their FCRA. It can happen to us. So what we did was that we also did, after that, we also did an FCRA audit. So how to make sure that we will not be violating any provision of FCRA directly, indirectly, knowingly, unknowingly. And they looked at all that, and there is not even a single one which will be in the red area. There is always some amber areas where we could improve processes, but nothing in the red area that would make anybody cancel our FCRA or cancel our 12A, which is income tax. Maybe you want to say something? Were you going to say something? Yes. Talk about it. Talk about it. Okay. We also set up from the reserve that we have. We set up a special fund called Special Purpose Fund, and Special Purpose Fund is a corpus or designated as part of our reserves sitting there. The interest of it, and currently it is 10 crores. We would like to add on to that fund every year. Interest of which will run interesting programs, innovative programs across the country. So we have put money there as well. So let me tell you that you are working in an organization whose financial health is A+, as far as NGOs go. So again, congratulations to people who work hard to raise funds, and also to those guys who have been making sure that funds are. I mean, if you want a tough financial controller for your organization, you can't get anybody better than Sonali. So thank you, Sonali, and your team for doing that and making sure that sometimes payments don't go out on time because of the good controls. Everything has a flip side to it, right? But I would rather be comfortable with somebody like that to make sure that everything that we do, we comply with the laws of this land. We wouldn't take a risk. What was the other thing you said? We also have set up an innovation fund, which is already there. It's in the part of our budget, which is this year that's available is 50 lakhs, and it is actually you can bid for 1.5 crores every year starting this year, 50, 50, 50. All you have to come and convince the jury is that this money is going for a program innovation from anywhere in India by Save the Children. So that's also been approved and announced. So overall, we had a good general body and a governing council meeting. Okay, now I think I have said most of the stuff. Yeah, about my visit, you know that I keep traveling, and since I met you last, I've been to 2 places. One is Jammu and Kashmir, and the other is Jharkhand. You see the video, and then I'll talk about it briefly, very briefly, and then I'm
I'm in Srinagar at this point of time. As many of you know, that our first Prime Minister talked about Kashmir, that if there is a paradise on earth,
why am I looking ulta?
Unfortunately, that paradise has now.
Can you guys make it straight?
Almost a hell to live in.
No?
Because of the ongoing conflict.
Okay, make it straight and also
The recent conflict.
Can you put it off for a minute?
6,000 children have been evacuated across.
Who is working? Whose laptop is working out?
And it's almost a hell to live in. because of the ongoing
All positions except stage. All right. Can you increase the volume and start from the beginning, please? Who is in charge of volume? Can you go back? Who is running it? Can you put it off for a minute? Okay. Go back now. Go back from the and increase the volume. And if you can make it straight, that will be great too. I thought you were doing it, sir. Wow. Okay, a little smaller. Okay. Okay, volume guys. Now what happens? One thing at a time, either volume or picture.
In Srinagar at this point of time, as many of you know, that our first Prime Minister talked about Kashmir, that if there is a paradise on earth, it is this, it is this, it is this. Unfortunately, that paradise has now turned into a tinderbox, almost a hellhole to live in because of the ongoing conflict in this region. In the recent conflict, we know that about 6,000 children have been infected across the valley, across Kashmir, and in Srinagar alone, there are over 2,000 children that have been infected. As Save the Children, as you know that we reach out to the most marginalized, we reach out to the most difficult places on earth, including Kashmir. We work in 5 districts, reaching out to about 1,700 children. And we don't have a political position here. However, the collateral damage that people are paying here is humongous, especially the children. Just to give examples, here is Ikra. She was just coming out of school, and then there was a stone that came out of nowhere. We could say that it came out of a bunker, and it hit her head, and she had a skull fracture, was taken to the hospital, immediate surgery, and she has recovered, but with several faculty losses. And today she can't study because she says that she sits in front of a book, she faints. And here is young Asim. Now Asim was actually at his home. Apparently the armed forces, they just got into the home and pulled him out. And he was hit by bullets. And here is Iqbal. And Iqbal actually, a tear gas shell exploded right in front of him. In fact, he had handled it without knowing what it was, and he lost his arm. Can you because of the hand? And he's got a prosthetic fix. And that is the sad story of about 6,000 people. It's not that they just walk into trouble. Some of them going to buy milk at home, playing cricket. This cannot happen. We need to protect our children by any cost, and that is what Save the Children is trying to do. Not just us, across the humanitarian sector, people are very concerned about this conflict, and we should protect our children. And these are, as our campaign says, every last child that we are trying to reach out to. Thank you. Everybody, yes, I'm in Srinagar at this point of time.
You can close it up. Yeah, this was Srinagar. I'll talk about it a little later after you see my darkened visit. Okay. That you can, I'm definitely you can make it straight. मैं तो उल्टा है.
And right from today, and a block called Bumla, and sorry, a district called Bumla, and the name of the block is Bumla Sada. And this is one of the villages that we're working in. And as I keep saying that we go to places or we try and reach the unreached. This is in that sense the world. We try and reach out to every last child. Sitting in Delhi, people say, where is malnutrition? Show us malnutrition. We can't believe that there is malnutrition. Some economists even would say that malnutrition in India should not be equated with malnutrition elsewhere. But come to places like this, you know what malnutrition is all about. The state of Jharkhand has the highest population of malnourished children anywhere in the world. It is more than 50%. And we know that in this particular place, it's about 46%. And here is a young Lucky. She's just 1 year old, and she was diagnosed with severe acute malnutrition. That is a SAM child, and we recognize that by measuring the upper arm circumference, and she was well below 11.5. And the work that we do here, we did a surveillance of this place of malnutrition, and we found out that there are 106 children who are severely acutely malnourished, and there are close to 300 children who are moderately and acutely malnourished. So what we do here, we will trying to get RUTF, ready to use therapeutic food to them, and to many children like that have their status has improved, so has little Lockness status, and you know that SAM is a severe condition, and if not treated in time, children could these little children could even die. So that is the intervention that we have here, and as I keep saying that we reach to the last child on earth wherever they are. And with me, there are also people from this community as well as our own co-workers here, including the doctor of this community who looks after 32 such sub-centers of health in this area. So that's it. We will be on our way now, and this is actually the forest. And one of the other problems that we've been saying is that they've been attacked by elephants from time to time. When they walk around, they've got to be very careful, and also Balu visits them in the night. And there are other animals also. So this is the forest area, and we reach out to here. Reach every last child. Thank you.
All right. You can clap if you want. I thought a little bit of trying to clap. Okay, I just want to really bring to your attention. These are some of the most difficult areas that we work in. Kashmir, for instance. I've been to houses where young girls, adolescent girls, live in perpetual fear. They have nightmares in the night. And some of the X-rays, one young girl showed me an X-ray of a skull, which literally looked like stars in a night sky, because there were pellets all over the skull. That's how horrible things are. There was this young boy, 11-year-old, who has lost his vision 75%, and asked him, "What is his future? What do you think of your future?" Without batting an eyelid, he said, "I want to become a terrorist." It is a horrible situation. And armed forces side, they have their story. There are separatists. What do we do in a situation like this? As I said in that video, we don't have a political situation. Our only interest is children. But sometimes there are excesses that happen in this place also. What do we do? Let me also bring to your attention another community that we are reaching out to. Have you heard of the Rohingyas? And they are all in the news because about 100 Rohingyas were killed by the army of Myanmar, and about 2,000 people have left Myanmar in the last 3 days. They are fleeing from the fear of an army assault on them. And economists last year said that these are the most unwanted people on earth. Generations back, they moved from Bangladesh to Myanmar, and they are knocking on the doors of Bangladesh. They got onto a boat, several boats, I guess, and Bangladesh says, "We can't have you." To add insult to injury, our government at this point of time want to deport 45,000 refugees who've been living in this area in India, in Jammu and Kashmir, and in Hyderabad, and in some parts of Rajasthan, to deport them to where? Back to Myanmar. To do what? To be slaughtered. You know, my heart moves for them. We have worked with them in Kashmir. We have worked with them in Hyderabad. In fact, day before yesterday, the Nobel laureate, who is he? Kailash Satyarthi visited our program in Hyderabad, and I saw pictures of that. What did he do? Our governing council, our board, very wisely has advised: don't take a position contrarian to what the government is doing, or don't confront with our opinions. Do what you want to do as a part of our regular work. But can we shut our mouth sometimes? I'm asking you that question. I'm just asking you that question, and I would like to elicit, get from you an answer to this. I know it's difficult, it is complex. If we put ourselves out there and say things against the government, and tomorrow if a FCRA is cancelled, all our workers will go down the tube. But can we keep our mouth shut? I'm asking you that question. Our board has advised, of course we have to go by the advice of the board. What do you think? Silence. What do you think? Kashmir, Rohingyas, and there will be other situations where we come to when we see that basic rights are being violated. And all these Rohingya people whom we are reaching out to are UNHCR, whom we work with, refugees. They got their registration with them. They got a card which says that I'm a UNHCR refugee. According to the Geneva Convention, no refugee whose life is threatened in their homeland, you can't say no to. If you come at our doorstep, we have to accept them, but we want to deport them. What do you say, guys? It's an internal question, not to quote me externally at this point, because my board has said that. So we have to respect what the board says. But what do you think? Is it a very serious question? Or you don't want to open your mouth because you're scared? Right. Save the Children people are not scared. They can open their mouth anytime. Or is it too profound, a question that we need to think? Yes. Yes, please.
It really is a sad law. It's really sad when we visit children in Jammu and Kashmir and in Rohingya settlements. But recently I was in Srinagar, and therein what the state government is doing is they are rolling out JJ Act that they have, and ICDS has very recently has deployed their officers to ICPS and rolling that out in the state. Now this entire state machinery, the government people, they actually don't understand this act, how to roll this out. They haven't got any trainings about it. And it was really pleasing to see the way Save the Children has placed themselves in that, ourselves in that state, wherein we see that government looks at us for such trainings, and even looking at what kind of budgeting, provisioning should ICPS have in the best interest of children. So while we must talk about it, but if we really talk in terms of dialogue and lobbying with the government, that really helps children more. And that's something I've seen there in Jammu and Kashmir. And unfortunately, we don't have a granular project to support all of it. We are doing it through URF that we had put for all states. And very wisely, the state is using that for running out the government system. It will reach out to maximum number of children. And second thing is also about the staff that's engaged in meeting with the children who have been injured, are burnt, are stressed. And I see equally stresses with our staff as well, who interact with such children, and internally in HR, I don't know how would it be. Do we really have a system wherein we support and counsel our staff who on regular basis meet with children in Romania, IDPs, or in Jammu and Kashmir? So let's help our team as well too.
Okay, but what you're saying is that we should do everything to help and support them, and don't do anything to jeopardize their situation by talking out publicly about certain situations. Work with the government in the corridors.
Lobbying and dialogue has actually helped the children on this. And even for Rohingyas, we have seen 500 of refugees have got long-term visas issued by government of India itself. So it's not
In Hyderabad.
In India.
Okay.
In India, 500 of Rohingya refugees
I've got visa, but then there are.
So they can have admissions in school, they can have bank linkages using those documents.
I know, but there are 44,000 people who don't have.
Yes, but the right way is we are pocketing that get UNHCR refugee card, which will help them getting LTPs. But also a survey has started, which police is doing now, which is targeting all refugees here who do not have registrations yet with UNHCR. So our strategy is helping.
Anybody else wants to say about that? All right, I'm just closing it here, and Shweta, want to talk about the Eggie Award? Yeah. Come. So you don't have to make a phone call and all that?
No.
Okay.
The
Are you
person is
giving it
right
to me?
here.
Mona?
I thought, but
There is a
someone
rule
said
against that.
yes, yes. Someone said I can't get it.
That person had serious competition in Yola. You had serious
Competition.
competition.
With somebody, yes. Okay.
Actually,
So I have
the
to.
person who's getting the award is Thomas has taken away all the credit from me, but praising her already. I'm sure you all would have guessed who it is. I would like to nominate for the Eggie Award for the month of July. This is Meghna Goyal. She's been with us for the last 13 months, about a little over a year. And in short span, she has clearly shown how passionate she is about her job, how dedicated, hardworking, and very disciplined. She's about her work. For her age, she is quite mature with a definite mind of her own. We all are aware of her brave act during her recent deployment at the times of floods. She helped a pregnant woman deliver a child in absence of any medical help. She did this with the help of her brother, who is a doctor based out of Delhi, in spite of the bad mobile reception. She had to go back and forth with the mother on one side and the mobile phone on the other side. With all that, she managed what she did. This is the most unbelievable TRR activity which anyone could think of. This is another story about her passion, which I want to share with all of us. This is about something I just came to know yesterday about it, and she just, by the way of talking to me, told me about something she just started working. Meghna, I took the liberty of sharing this with the staff here, and I want you all to hear the story about the two children on the roadside she adopted. And she's going to tell you the story about that in a moment. And Meghna, you're sure and inspiration to many of us in this organization. You truly deserve the award. All the best and God bless. And the story about Meghna, what she's doing with these two children, she's going to tell you herself.
Come.
Thanks, Mona.
You can climb, just let everybody be. I know you're tall, but
Not really. So this is the story about two children I met at the Ames metro station. Is it clear now?
yeah.
Okay, so I met them at the Ames metro station on my way to work every day. So they used to be sitting and reading the newspaper every day, but I hadn't not interacted with them because I thought like, people come for their treatment and they come with their children, so they're probably just like passing by. But it turns out that the father had cancer and also the mother passed away. So, I mean, they've been living on the road for almost like 15 days. So I approached them, asked them their story, gave them a couple of printouts from here and some coloring books, etc. Um, as I came to their story, we decided to kind of restart their school. So we spoke to a couple of people, got them back into school, and also got them a place to stay. I did a small fundraising. Some of the people have contributed from anonymously, and we raised more than a lakh.
Wow.
And so we are not planning to give them the money right now, but just open bank accounts after we complete all the legal procedures to verify if the story is completely true and we don't have any implications of it on me and another friend of mine. So that's about it. So right now, we're not taking any contributions in case you're interested anyway, but if something happens, then I can tell Mona or anyone who's interested about it.
Great. Thank you. You can pass on the certificate,
Yes.
and I leave everybody. And,
Yeah.
this is for those of you who do not know, this is a story of another brave woman who started Save the Children movement. Her name is Eglantine Jeff. This is her story, and I have read it a couple of times at least, and keep looking at excerpts from that. Please enjoy it as much as I have enjoyed reading it. Thank you. And you are already standing. Stand up. Yeah. Please stand.
So we have a few new joiners in the month of August. Is it even?
Hold it close.
Okay, anyways, I think I'm audible. So I'd like to call out the names of the new joiners and would request you to come here forward and join us. One is Bhavita Vaishnava, and we have 6 development trainees who joined us. Rajshri Sharma, Kirti Galotra, Akanksha Burman, Pooja Menon, Arpit Gabriel, Shruti Bose.
That's quite a few.
Yeah.
A few.
So guys, we'd like to have a brief introduction.
You got to give us your life story. Less than half an hour, each one. 2 minutes.
Hi everyone, good evening. This is Bhavita. I have very recently joined the PI team as Senior Manager Quality and Lead. For me, it's a matter of great pride to be associated with SAFE, and especially in the second week, I get to hear all these amazing stories, and it is really motivated me to further give in my best. And I've been in the sector for past 12 years in organizations, but largely my experience has been around program implementation, management, monitoring, and evaluation. And I really look forward to working with all of you and try my best, give in my best, and so that I shoulder all the responsibilities that are on me and the team. Thank you.
Good. Welcome and all the very best. Others.
Hi, my name is Pooja Menon. I did my post-graduation from Delhi School of Social Work and Masters in Social Work. And I joined as a development trainee in RM, the first company, in the IPT.
Welcome, Pooja. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Shruti Bose. I was interning here for 2 months. Now I have joined as a development trainee in the RM partnerships team. And I have done my MBA from Serious Institute of Management, Bangalore.
Shruti Bose, she's not a, she is a Mallu, not from West Bengal. We have Boses there.
Good afternoon. My name is Arpit Gabriel. I have done my PGDM in HR from Exercises Ranchi, and I was earlier interning with the HR team, and now like I'm developing training the HR department. So,
Good, welcome.
Good evening. My name is Rajshri Sharma, and I have done my post-graduation from Christ University, Bangalore, and I have joined as a development trainee in finance.
Good, welcome.
Hi, I'm Jyoti. I've joined here as the development trainee and individual partnership on the R&D. I've done my Indian marketing from Christ University, Bangalore as well.
What is his love for Bangalore? The great guys will come from there.
Hi, I'm Kasha from SAM. I've done my Masters in Social Work from the School of Social Work. And I've also joined the RM team as a development trainee. And in a couple of weeks, I'll be moving to the Bangalore team.
You have to go back to Bangalore if you don't come back. All right. Is that it? Birthdays.
Yeah. Welcome all of you. I would request you to stay here. And in the meanwhile, we'll announce people who had their birthdays in the month of August. Starting with Sonali Mukherjee, Vitu Verma, Shoaib Azim Khan, Vishal Samal, Arindam Bhatla, Amit Gupta, and Uruchi Datta. I would request all of you to come forward. Do we have anyone here?
Everybody come to the front. All the birthday people. Come on. We are not going to ask your age. Please come. Don't feel shy. Vishal Samal, where are you? Yeah, udhar kyun? Others, they are not here?
Ritu Verma.
Ritu Verma is here. Haji?
All right, just go ahead and. Come. Cut the cake on everybody's face.
But the cake and also come to second.
Happy birthday to
you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Thank you so much, guys. And I think we enjoyed it.
All right, where is the key to this? And key is what?
Welcome guys, welcome to you all. Please cut the cake.
All right, also don't forget, please don't forget that sticky notes. We would like to see how we can improve the interaction better. You can even say that we don't want TWT. Raga wants to say that.